My name is Vladimir Lalic, and I'm the artist behind the sculpture To Move is to Bloom. My practice involves drawing, installation, sculpture, sound, and performance. The project started when Tim Ayam from Art Voyage Biennial called me and wanted to do a public sculpture. The theme was migration, so I wanted to make a new kind of creature that is transformative, that is blossoming. The inspiration came from the Tisa bloom, or in Serbian Cvetanje Tise, which is a natural phenomenon from my homeland in Serbia. Once a year, millions of mayflies rise from the river, live for only a few hours, and they're born, they mate, and they die, all within a single day. That fragile, fleeting moment, both beautiful and tragic, actually became my metaphor for migration and transformation. And from that idea, I actually imagined a new species called Florence migrans, which is 15 beings rising from the lake into the air. Each one is different and unique, diverse, but all part of the same flock. They grow out of the idea of constant evolution and change, leaving behind traces of their movement, just like memories that connect them to their origins and to the paths they've taken. For me, migration isn't only about moving from one place to another, it's about constant process of becoming. It's a transformation of identity through movement, through renewal, through finding new forms of belonging. After I had a concept, I started doing a lot of drawings, sketches, and small maquettes. Just trying to find the right forms and right rhythm between them. In the end, everything was made in stainless steel. It's usually seen as a heavy and cold, but I wanted it to feel light, like floating in the air. For color, I used French enamel varnishes and sealed everything with marine lacquer so it can survive all the weather changes. What I really like is how the surfaces reflect the movement of water and light, so the sculpture never looks the same. It's always changing depending on the time of the day or the season. I wanted to keep that feeling that nothing here is static, that everything is alive. At one point, while I was moving the sculptures and gently tapping them with my hand, I realized that they resonated like instruments. Each piece had its own tone, like bells or some kind of metallic instrument. I recorded these sounds and built a soundscape out of them, made up of 5 parts that move from depth to birth, to flight, to bloom, and to the leap. It became the voice of this imagined species. Something people can listen to when they scan the QR code by the lake. The right thickness of the steel rods was very important. They needed to be strong enough not to bend too much, but also not too rigid. It's a kinetic sculpture, so it can move slightly in the wind, and even when a bird lays on it, it gently sways. I wanted to find that balance between strength and fragility. In many ways, they continue the line of my previous works, where I tend to create imagined species that reflect our own human complexities. I think it became part of its surroundings and found its place in nature and within the community. Lewisham was the first area I saw when I came to London, back when I was studying at Goldsmiths, so it feels meaningful to have the work there. The sculpture seemed to have blended into the life of the park, even attracting a kingfisher that wasn't usually seen here before. It's not just an object in the lake, it's something that breathes and moves with the environment. It looks like it's become a part of the community itself.
I think that it's a conversational piece, which is, it sparks imagination and everybody sees the different things within the sculpture. This sculpture is about transformation, diversity, and renewal. I'm very proud to have this kind of permanent sculpture in London. Hopefully it will spark important discussions about migration, about people's roots, about movement, because to move is to bloom.